This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. 1 killed, 2 injured in St. Thomas crashes. 1 man has been killed and 2 other people hospitalized following 2 motor vehicle collisions in St. Thomas this morning. The deceased has not yet been identified. It is reported that about 7:40 a.m., the deceased was driving a gray Toyota Corolla motor car along the Albion Main Road when he lost control of the vehicle. The car, in which a female passenger was also traveling, slammed into a utility pole, breaking it in 2. Both occupants were flung from the vehicle. They were rushed to the Princess Margaret Hospital, where the driver was pronounced dead. In another crash in the same vicinity minutes later, a motorcyclist was injured after hitting a goat that ran into the path of the motorcycle. The motorcyclist is being treated at hospital. The crashes happened days after a 74-year-old taxi operator was killed along the Yallas Main Road. Kingston man arrested for illegal firearm. The St. Andrews South Police have arrested and charged a 21-year-old Kingston man with illegal possession of firearm and illegal possession of ammunition. Joseph Carter, otherwise called Akeem Andebele, of Balcom Drive, Kingston 11, was held by the Hunts Bay Police about 8 o'clock last night. The police say a patrol team was traveling along 44 Drive when Carter was seen sitting on a bench in the company of 5 other men. On seeing the marked police vehicle, Carter reportedly got up and quickly went inside the yard. The police say he was followed and was seen pulling a firearm from the front of his waistband before throwing it inside a room. The firearm, a Glock pistol along with a magazine containing 8 9mm rounds, was retrieved. Carter was then arrested and charged. A court date is being finalized. Police increase presence on Corlett's Road following gun attack. The St. Catherine North Police say they will be ramping up their presence in the Corlett's Road area of Spanish Town, St. Catherine, following yesterday's gun attack. 6 people, including a 1-year-old child, were hospitalized after gunmen shot up a gathering at a shop on Bignall Lane. A dog was shot dead. The incident followed another along Marchapane Road on Friday, where men with high-powered weapons sprayed a board dwelling with bullets. This incident is connected to the incident where 3 people were shot and injured following the recovery of goods stolen earlier, said one person with knowledge of the incident. Meanwhile, Member of Parliament for St. Catherine South Central, Dr. Andrew Wheatley, has condemned the incident, pledging support for the police in flushing out the perpetrators. "I will be the official informer for the police. I will support the police to flush them out," he said. Use the IPDE to cut accidents. The IPDE is an organized thinking-doing process that you can use over and over again in performing the defensive driving task. The 4 steps in the IPDE process are as follows: identify, locate potential hazards in the driving scene. Predict, judge where possible points of conflict may occur. Decide, determine what actions to take and when and where to take them. Execute, act by maneuvering the motor vehicle to avoid conflicts. The IPDE can assist the driver to avoid collisions and become a defensive driver. Defensive driving is the art of protecting yourself and others from dangerous and unexpected changes in the driving environment. The defensive driver anticipates actions of other road users and is willing to adjust the speed and position if they make an error. Collisions and traffic tie-ups are prime examples of breakdowns in the transport system. Driver judgment is a factor in avoiding or minimizing the danger in every breakdown, says Norris Christian, an experienced driver instructor. Drivers in the tie-up are responsible for driving in a safe, cooperative manner, he adds. A collision is a more serious breakdown on our Jamaican roads. A collision occurs when there is a crash between 2 or more vehicles or between a vehicle and another object. An accident suggests that something just happens to a person that could not be avoided. However, collisions do not just happen, they are caused, said Christian. The causes of collisions can be determined and the steps can be taken to eliminate many of the causes. Driver error is the main cause in a majority of collisions. Frequently, these errors occur because a driver violates a traffic law. Other causes of collisions include adverse weather conditions. Also, defects in vehicles and roadways. Nonetheless, many crashes have multiple causes. For example, a car skids in the rain and crashes through a guardrail. An investigation reveals that the car was traveling too fast for the curve and the conditions of the pavement. Some pointers for our drivers: avoid looking only at the rear bumper of the motor vehicle ahead. Look over, through, and around the car ahead. Be alert for brake lights and for anything that might cause the car ahead to stop. On hilltops and in curves, check ahead for possible problems so you can adjust the speed and the trailing distance. Watch for brake lights ahead as early warnings to stop or slow down. Knowing where sudden stops might occur can alert you to areas of greatest danger. Some common areas include intersections controlled by signals, lanes next to parked cars, and the parking lot entrances. It must be noted, according to one sergeant of police, that when a rear-end collision occurs, the driver at the rear is usually at fault. However, an error made by the lead driver may have actually contributed to the rear-end crash. New twist in JC Saga. Old Boys Alliance chides school for targeting Jarrett Greenland. The dispute between Jamaica College and two of its past students, who have been warned to stop making public statements about the developments at the high school spawned by the Royal Reed controversy, took a new twist late last week that could prolong the embroglio. An alliance of old boys from Calabar High School, JC, Kingston College, Cornwall College, Monroe College, St. George's College, and Wolmer's Boys School has chided the JC board for issuing a cease and desist call on Major Basil Jarrett and Colin Greenland, adding that both men's loyalty to JC was indisputable. Unquestionably, these are two gentlemen who have nothing but love for their alma mater, and both have backed this up with selfless human service over many years, particularly in the Alumni and the Parent-Teacher Association of Jamaica College. Both men have also underscored their ultimate belief in and dedication to their school by sending their sons to JC, especially when the rest of us in our usual banter would teasingly suggest that in the corporate era better options exist for our fervent friends on both sides of North Street, on Red Hills Road and Heroes Circle, the Alliance wrote in a letter to the news. Not many of their detractors themselves can make that claim, with Major Jarrett himself going as far as to name his only son after the institution. That act of devotion ought not to be taken lightly, and to suggest that these men would try to harm their alma mater is preposterous and possibly malicious, added the Alliance. The cease and desist call was issued by JC on November 30 as public controversy swirled around the issue of Reed's possible return to the high school as principal after the Education Ministry rejected a recommendation from the school board for a 5-year extension of special leave granted to Reed in March 2016 to serve as Education Minister. However, on November 20, the day that the leave was set to expire, Reed and the school board issued a joint release advising of his immediate resignation. Reed remains before the court, having been arrested in October 2019, along with his wife Sharon, their daughter Sharelle, Jamaica Labour Party Councillor Kim Brown Lawrence, and the Caribbean Maritime University President Fritz Pinnock. Reed and Pinnock are facing charges of breaches of the Corruption Prevention Act, conspiracy to defraud, misconduct in a public office at common law, and the breaches of the Proceeds of Crime Act in relation to the Education Ministry and the CMU. Last month, the news had reported that a majority of the executive members of the JC Old Boys Association and the Parent-Teacher Association had resigned in protest against the position taken by the board. According to stakeholders at the Old Hope Road St. Andrews School, who confirmed the development, the older boys and their parents had been fed up with the drawn-out situation regarding Reed's fate. Greenland, the PTA president, also confirmed the resignations. The mass of the older boys have resigned and the mass of the PTA has resigned, but not everybody is gone. Some persons in both organizations may also follow, but when you have responsibilities, you want to put things in place before you make that final step, he said at the time. However, board chairman Michael Bernard said he was unaware of any mass resignations, but that did not put an end to the matter, resulting in school officials accusing Jarrett and Greenland of engaging in actions that were harmful and detrimental to JC, its students, institution, reputation, and legacy. The signatories to the cease and desist call are Danny Williams, past board chairman, Derek Jones, chairman, JC Trust, Chris Williams, chairman, JC Foundation, Wayne Robinson, acting principal, Ian Forbes, Old Boys Association vice president, and Bernard warned that they would take all available action against Jarrett and Greenland if both men continued to make what the officials said were false accusations against other members of the school community and its institutions. Such action will include full and public exposure of all the relevant facts, playing of tapes, disclosure of documents, and the legal action for defamation, the school officials said. In response, the Alliance of Older Boys, Dr. Patrick Dallas and Maurice Ware of Casey, David Miller and Keith White of Calabar, Kirk Benjamin Wolmers, Telroy Morgan Monroe, and Peter Lee from Cornwall expressed disappointment at the cease and desist call. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.